Welcome to Free Agents, our Cypher system RPG set within the Beacon Space universe. While the faction turn deals with giant political organizations and factions, our game looks into the Penumbra, the parts of society where light and darkness meet. Deep in the shadows and cracks, the place where clients with exacting needs can claim plausible deniability and get the things done that nobody else can. Individuals within the Penumbra are the titular free agents, and a team of such will perform a mission today. Let's meet our free agents, starting from the top. Cinch, ready to introduce yourself to us?
Hey, Cinch is... Well, she's definitely living in luxury. She's not doing any standard accommodation stuff. Cinch is a clever explorer who works the system. She's from the Cirrus station in the Astra Belt, and I think Cinch is best described as like a lollipop covered chainsaw. She's like sweet and adorable and pink haired on the outside, and on the inside she's just in it for herself. She'll rip you apart if you get too close.
Very cool. And what sort of lifestyle have you been living in between the last mission and now?
A lap of luxury, like top tier in the station. Like I think it's level 2.
What's Cinch's favorite thing to order out?
Order out,
Yeah.
man. There's this awesome little restaurant that has this great vegetarian mushroom dish, and the noodles are just a little bit sweet, and the sauce is so salty. She just loves it. It's a great combination.
Contradictions. And next up, Bloodwin, ready to introduce yourself?
Yes, Bloodwin is a oh god, I've lost the tab I was on. Bloodwin is a inquisitive explorer who fuses mind and machine. They're a very androgynous-looking, almost human bioform run by an AI that was spawned out of the interesting world of TV. They kind of exploring the galaxy, looking for interesting novel experiences and fun bits of knowledge and things like that, and getting into trouble along the way.
Cool. And what kind of lifestyle has Bloodwin been living?
Well, it's been a while since Bloodwin went on a mission.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense to me that Bloodwin will have been spending time living in. I'm going to also go with luxury.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm thinking that the reason this Bloodwin's been away for so long is they took a pilgrimage back to Sea.
That makes sense. And he's quite a while away from the car at the moment.
Yeah, off in the distant reaches of the sector.
Yeah, very cool. And spend your 500 Howl, and all your might rolls will be eased today. And last but not least, maybe smallest, Whittle, introduce yourself to us.
Whittle is a Quiltle, and she is an inquisitive speaker who crafts unique objects. And as said, she's the shortest, but probably the widest, just because she has lovely big wings that aren't wings. Now I'm questioning what we should call them, because they're like kind of like
flaps.
fins, flaps here.
They're like
Membranes. They like arm membranes.
I think they're like manta ray parts, right?
Tom Holland Spider-Man arm webbing.
Yeah. In the case of manta rays, I believe they are called wings. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So Whittle can fly now.
We'll toss Whittle out a window and see. Cool. And what kind of lifestyle have you been living apart from an endless stream of dinner dates and house visits?
Well, there's just like this nagging feeling from a past life telling me to make wise financial decisions. So I think living a regular life, nothing too fancy.
Cool. Just small apartment. Not in the nicer neighborhoods of TTGI Station, but reasonable. Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
as long as it's flooded, can you really ask for anything more?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're in Little Vizgaz. It's a small imitation jellyfish city, a section of the hub that's flooded for all our amphibious friends.
As long as there's the purple spiky fruit, I'd be good.
Yeah, cool. So, I think what we see is how does Whittle sleep?
Probably fully submerged. When the option is there, just kind of like I imagine maybe like the tail attached to something to like keep her in place.
Yeah, we're in your apartment. We've camera on the sleeping Whittle. Is it like a seaweed bed? Is it you just float in place?
Perhaps like on Cardicook, a lot of things are made out of corallite, which is like made out of coral. So there's probably like a corallite bed that's only partly slept on, kind of like with like a bar at the bottom to hold on to.
Right. And as we look around, we get the blue-green tint of being underwater. You see, is your place tidy? Is it well kept? Is it messy with your crafting stuff everywhere?
Probably, fairly messy with crafting stuff everywhere and like odd objects that she's picked up at various places just because they looked interesting.
Yeah, it's night on TTGI Station, the giant bicycle wheel space station in orbit of Tellus in the center system, and we see maybe on the wall or in a heads-up display, we see that it's 3:30 a.m. station time. It's in the night cycle of the station. People, sleep in watches and shifts because time in space is fake. So people come and go as they please. It's 3:30 a.m. You see the sleeping Whittle, and you get an alarm. You get a call, a beeping emanates from somewhere.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's not the first time she's had a call on whatever device it is that sends
No,
these
definitely
messages.
not.
Yeah, so probably like a little bit chagrined about being woken up, but she'll go over and check it.
Mm-hmm. It's it is this. It's a message from Wolf. The subject is glittering distress call. And the body is Tellus Mineral Team 12, the Glittering Dozen, have been issued another distress call into the Penumbra. Their exact status is unknown. The call was, however, urgent and promised compensation. And it's listed a 7,000 Howl reward for recovering Mineral Team 12.
Whittle like sigh and remembering the a little less incompetent team will kind of start collecting up all her items and getting into her dungarees, ready to go rescue these people who are seemingly quite incompetent.
Yeah. Bloodwin and Cinch, you've had similar middle of the night messages. Are you up and about at this time, or are you also snoozing in your residences? Well, does Bloodwin even sleep?
Oh God, that's an interesting question I hadn't thought of an answer to.
Yeah.
I think possibly what's happened. I think for kind of for the joy of fictional positioning, I think Baldwin steps onto TTGI station off the transport back from Sea and then the message kind of comes through to their wristpad.
Yeah, cool. And Cinch, where do we see Cinch?
I think if she fell asleep, she's like just asleep. So when this message comes in, she's like half wanting to just throw the computer at the wall and ignore it. But then she sees 7,000 Howl and is like, fine. And sort of drags her drags her sorry sad sleepy
Jobs
ass
have
out of bed.
Jobs have been hard to come by the last few weeks. There's been some communications issue with the station. There's been maintenance teams running around all the time. It feels like something's been going on. I mean, a comet has recently impacted the planet below, and that's caused all kinds of chaos in the system. The atmosphere is much warmer than it was. There's been some accelerated greenhouse gas effects. Yeah, TTGI station has been a rush of people recently. Yeah, you all get this middle of the night message, and as usual, the instructions are for the team to assemble within the Cacti Oasis Barragancino. You all make your way there.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, if anyone's seen the "I'm awake" meme from Frozen, just like that would probably be what Cinch sort of looks like, messy and sleepy, but there.
Yeah, Cinch, I think you're the first to arrive. I think because actually, Bloodwin would probably be the first to arrive just from where you are.
Being in the right part of the station.
Yeah. Just thinking about the geometry of the Habs. Yeah, Bloodwin, you arrive there first, and in your usual booth, you see a red-robed figure. Their hands are within the arms and pressed together, so there's no inch of flesh exposed. There's a hood pulled up over their head, and underneath you can see glowing blue, presumably augmetic or robotic blue eyes from the darkness of the hood underneath.
Cool. Yes. So Don probably got halfway across the bar before they spotted them, and also Don came straight here from the transport, so still has like the travel bag over her shoulder. And, and like he's dressed for like long haul travel, so it's like this is not professional looking at all at the moment. It looks to there are multiple of these booths, right?
Yeah. The back row, the Cacti Oasis Park Casino is it's all faux wood and neon. It's all mostly closed up at the moment. There's a few drinkers at the bar, but most of the tables have like the chairs up on top of them. There's a wet floor sign somewhere. The robo racing table at the front is quiet. The back row is still along the back wall is a bunch of these booths, like central table and padded cushions either side. In all of them is the jukebox console that connects to the Penumbra network. In a few, there's technomancers plugged in as they process the news and keep the Penumbra network running. But yeah, the booth that you've typically gone to has this figure.
I think, Baldwin's not spotting anybody that they're used to working with will say, hello, friend. I don't think I've met before. Are you here on a minor job?
They two hands come out of the robe, pull back the hood slightly. Underneath, you see the flat nose of a boxer is the first thing that sticks out. A bulky, dark-skinned man, buzz-cut hair, like you'd see typically in a military. Eyes are heavily augmented augmented with goggles, and you see that half of his jaw is made of metal. He has some deep scars along his face. He's maybe handsome once, but not anymore. As an older gentleman. And hello, I'm Shiri. I'm here to coordinate some of the mission details with you. I'm not on mission.
Interesting. I haven't had an in-person coordinator before. And and saying that, Bob will kind of sit down in the booth across from them.
Mm-hmm. I apologize. Normally, there's more information when it comes to a mission. This was moments ago, and it is incredibly urgent. That's why I'm here to coordinate. I've been sent personally by the handler.
Personally from Wolf, indeed.
From Wolf, aye.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Finch probably sort of saunters in right now, and instead of she'd look over the table and just her memory would probably tweak a little bit, and she nods to Bloodwind, but she goes behind the counter to make the coffee. She doesn't even care. Like she's like, nope, coffee first.
Sherry will nod in acknowledgement at Cinch as she comes in. Whittle, I presume that. What kind of state are you in when you arrive at the Cacti Oasis bar casino?
I imagine she is like a bit more put together than Cinch. Probably why she's late, because she like took the time needed to like make sure everything's ready. And I think if she is tired, it's just kind of hard to tell with her alien features, because her eyes are like really big.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to tell if she's tired or not. But I think in testament to how potentially incompetent this mineral team is, the guy we met outside, who Whittle did talk away with, is one of the only people I haven't listed down because he was so forgettable.
Alfie Weathers is.
Alfie Weathers, that's it.
Alfie Weathers, yeah. I'll
but
give
yeah.
you that. Then Whittle would remember that.
Yeah. But she will go up to the booth with Bloodwind and this Adeptus Mechanicus.
Shut up.
I wasn't going to say anything, but...
He's not Adeptus Mechanicus. The red is a coincidence. Yeah.
Cinch would just join them at the table without a word. Actually, no. She'd probably sit down and just nod to Shiri and say, "So, how's Mr. Wolf?"
Wolf is fine, thank you. Sure, it seems oddly irked by Cinch. Yeah. Time is of the essence, agents. This urgent call is from Mineral Team 12, who I believe some of you have had dealings with before, hence your inclusion on this mission. Their ship has become trapped in an ice asteroid not too far from here, and they're reporting transponderless ships in the vicinity, and otherwise they'd just work themselves out of this situation, but they've asked for assistance, and as usual, the Glittering Dozen are not exactly supposed to be where they currently are.
Well, okay.
Transponderless ships, huh?
Did they report any weaponry or the like on these ships?
They haven't reported any details of the ships other than they've seen the shadows passing across the stars. I have no information other than their sensor data, which again, they're not broadcasting. Space is big.
Hmm.
Well,
Yes.
I'm certainly willing to go to try to aid in a retreat.
That would be the job.
Yeah.
Calling it now, guys. Pirates. Just
I
pirates.
would also bet that pirates, perhaps mineral DAC or FIAFA have been acting up again.
Interesting.
Constant jobs with those three.
And Bloodman will turn to Whittle and say, "That ship you bought last time I worked with you, does it have any weaponry or defenses?"
That is certainly a question. I don't remember.
Your ship currently does not have a weapon.
No, at the moment it is currently unarmed.
You have paid it off though, so that's
I
good.
have.
Yeah,
Yay!
good job on that front.
You own the minivan outright.
Now to mount a minigun on the minivan.
Oh, do you think Ziegler would mind if we borrowed his harpoon?
Unfortunately, probably.
Yeah.
I
He probably
believe
values that more than his own life.
I believe Ziegler and Biscuity are on the honeymoon right now anyway.
I would like to say he wouldn't need the harpoon for that, but knowing Ziegler, maybe he would.
Arm wrestling competition, apparently.
I still would not put past Ziegler using the
A
harpoon.
harpoon. Yeah, no.
Well, I suppose if we're doing this, first things first is to think of potential beyond pirates, what potentially this could be, and see if there's anything we can prepare before we leave.
Well, yes. Some form of defense for the ship would be a good start.
How much do ship weapons cost?
In the order of tens of thousands, typically.
Yes.
Let me have a look.
He only paid like half a Roomba and what, $5,000, 5,000 Howl for the ship.
They tend to cost about the same as the ship itself. If I can find the equipment list, I think there's one on there.
I paid 3,000 Howl and half a rumba. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Reagents equipment list. There we go. Where is it?
Is it the turret harpoon that's only 1,000?
No, there's like a crew weapon that requires 2 people to operate it in here somewhere. It's in the sci-fi section in the book. I can't see it. Oh, heavy machine gun, 5,000. 10 points of damage, 150 meter range, requires a tripod and 2 people to operate. I would argue you could probably mount that to a vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, technically I could buy it for Whittle's ship.
I could chip in. I couldn't afford it outright, but I could chip in.
I don't know how long that would
also
take to
chip
get installed, but you definitely could.
I would
It's the
feel
Penumbra. You might be able to find somewhere.
I would feel a lot more comfortable going into potential ship combat with an actual weapon.
I mean, like, you don't know that it's going to be ship-to-ship combat.
Oh, okay. I think with this group, it's perfectly possible that we can avoid ship combat if we need to. But bad rolls happen.
Well, can we get one installed in a quick enough time to go on the mission? Because it sounds fairly urgent, I guess is the question. And how does that work? And we could call the chop shop, maybe. Call human resources.
Yeah, is there like a roll we can make to see if we can find someone quick enough?
You can absolutely find someone. I think the role is for either the price or how fast they do it in. And I think there's a sliding scale of the faster you get a gun installed, the less reliable it's going to be potentially.
Interesting question here. I still have a Cypher for advanced gyroscopic design. Would I be able to sacrifice that for either cheaper weapon or better weapon?
Oh, that's a point. Everyone gain an XP because you're on a free agent mission. Yeah, a good reminder. Does anyone currently not have a Cypher?
I do not.
You do not, that's right. You spent all of yours. So briefly interrupt the planning to get you a Cypher. Because it is the Cypher system, after all.
Ship, weapon, ship, weapon, ship, weapon.
That would be a useful coincidence, wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
Roll a 1d3 for me. First roll of the session.
r/1d3.
Yes,
Been
ma'am.
a while. What'd I get?
Oh,
Well,
/R1d3. My apologies. I told you wrong. My bad.
I asked.
1. That is a manifest cipher, so a physical object.
Oh.
Could be. Roll a 1d100 for me, please.
All right, fingers crossed, guys.
72. Your cipher is radiation spike.
I'm gonna write this one down.
Please do. I will copy and paste the effect for you.
Thank you.
Radiation spike delivers a powerful burst of radiation that disrupts the tissue of any creature touched, inflicting damage equal to the cipher's level, and it is a 1d6 plus 4 level cipher.
Sounds high.
Yeah, so potentially 10 damage attack. Any creature touched, so it'd be a melee attack.
So not quite a ship weapon then.
Yeah,
Not quite shipping.
maybe some kind of biomantic weapon. Maybe something from the Children of the Vein.
That's
Kind of
cool.
radiation disintegration spike.
I mean, you say maybe not a ship weapon, but maybe it's time to relive the dream of another life with a melee cruiser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I attach my glitter bomb to that? And any
shove a
glitter
radiation
touching
spike
any.
in there. But yes, yeah. You definitely have some free time now. If you would like to consult human resources, which are the various people who provide services to the Penumbra, or you would like to go shopping, that's definitely possible. Cinch, the scanner you're asking about,
Yeah.
costs 1,000.
Cool.
And the description is telemetry on an object at short range, asset for any identification task.
I would like one, please.
There you go. You may have one. Cool. We'll move on. So yeah, and anyone else? If anyone has anything that as we're in this kind of preparing for the mission phase, if anyone has anything that they historically want to have bought that makes sense, that's okay too. Don't have to go and find it right now. I mean, flashback to you buying a bunch of grapes or whatever.
Yeah, back to the thing that reminded us of XP and stuff.
Yes.
Would I be able to sacrifice that advanced gyroscopic design Cypher rather than kind of be able to use it if you just, I guess it would be trading in a way, possibly in the fiction, for either a cheaper or better weapon than we would get?
I think you can argue for a better weapon. Yeah, you can have a weapon that I'd say if you apply your advanced gyroscopic design to a weapon, like a ship weapon, then it would be easy to hit. I think it'd be one easier to hit just from being more precise, being able to swivel faster or whatever.
Yeah, for the cheaper, I meant more of a. Would I have been able to do a whittle and trade that Cypher for to the person?
I see.
Yeah.
The thing is when the way I used my Cypher was actually how the Cypher is used is how it worked.
Yeah. What I mean is it possible to sell Cyphers? Is probably a better way to word my question.
Generally, no, but in this case, it just makes sense and you're allowed to break the rules when it makes sense. So I would say yes, you can sell your Cypher in this context. I would say make it's 1d6, right?
Yeah, it's 1d6. Yeah.
Let's say it's your Cypher's level times 150.
So /1d6 times 150.
Yeah, that's how much of a discount you can get on a ship weapon. You can get a 450 Howl discount. If
I sell that, okay. Well, I still can't afford that, so I'm not sure. I guess that happens in negotiation. I find out the discount and then realize I still can't afford it and have to walk away.
Yeah, the weapon would probably have to be a chip-in thing, and what we could potentially do if we were to do it was then to cut 5,000 from the reward and split it according to the investment.
We're having a brief technical issue with one of our players, so just gonna we'll take a 5-minute break here. Sorry, guys.
This week on Kangaroo Court, did slippery celebrity defendant BBTV anchor L. Calbert conspire to poison the prosecution? Watch now on Kangaroo Court, where good justice is never blind. Fair and balanced, only on BBTV 5. Brought to you by the New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you.
Yep, so we were talking about a plan for going to rescue Mineral Team 12.
Yeah. And you've mentioned HR before, and
yes,
they might have a ship.
Yeah, so I forget the proper name. It's not human resources. It was human resources, and then I changed it to be inclusive of aliens. Because the Penumbra is not just humans. It is. Oh no, it's human resources on the wiki as well. Hang on. Behind the screen document.
They go into human resources, and Whittle stops at the door and walks back out.
It is personnel resources.
Personnel.
Yeah, so you can go into PR.
Yeah.
On the Tell Us TTGI station, you can look into the personnel resources and look around for some assistance on this mission.
So is it like a physical place, or is it just sort of like a certain handshake in a market stall kind of thing?
Yeah, you log on to like TTGI marketplace in the Penumbra network, like Craigslist or the dark web, or it's like one of those places. You go on and people are like, you can buy illicit substances, you can get pirated movies, you can get a combat ship. Yeah, whatever you're looking for.
2 ads are in the same shit, because if you're looking for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if you've got the console right there in the booth, if you want to log on and take a look around the Penumbra network, you definitely can.
Sounds like a good idea. So I'll probably do that. Just sort of search.
What's your username in the Penumbra network?
CY72.
CY72. All right.
Yeah.
So the green flickering text flickers up, and you see the jobs board as the default screen. You can see the commands to go and look at your email, to go look at the different boards in the Penumbra network,
and just sort of poke around and find my way beyond those, and just put in shit for hire. See what I can pull up.
Yeah, let's make some kind of a roll. This is probably intellect. Give me a difficulty 3 intellect roll.
I have terrible luck on these lately. All right. Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
Major effect.
You find, as a complete coincidence, Cinch is looking around. You see combat ship, expert in rescue operations, well armed, well armored, available for hire.
Let's email that captain right there.
Yeah, you get a quick response. They're docked in Hab 2. You get a response from Captain Eli.
I know him since that's where I'm living.
I don't think you've met Captain Eli. Maybe you've seen this advertisement before, and maybe your 20 is like you remember this exact advertising post from like a few days ago, and you find Captain Eli.
Perfect. But I say, if we don't have any other shopping to do, we go meet Captain Eli. Do we?
Sounds like a plan to me.
I think Blooding makes the takes a detour to drop off their stuff in whatever place they're staying, and get suited up for going on a mission rather than being on holiday.
Oh, you don't want to wear your travel gear?
I don't want to go into a potential combat zone wearing like
shorts and sandals. Bloodwinds and socks and sandals for this meeting.
Yeah, Blood somehow comes back from the vacation on a massive space station tan.
Yeah, you take off your Hawaiian floral wrap. It's been applied to non-organic parts.
Yeah, no, go pull on my armor environment suit combination and meet up with everybody at the captain.
Yeah, Hub 2 is a very good part of the station. It's well-to-do. There's lots of gated communities. It's less like apartment buildings and more individual detached homes within the space where, space is at a premium on a space station, and people have their own detached buildings here. Along with, there are some apartment complexes. Cinch is staying in one of them. And
They're my neighbors, guys. They don't know what to make of me.
yeah. And you find an airlock posting for Captain Eli, and the ship, which is the ATA Alphabet.
ATA Alphabet.
The ATA Alphabet.
All right.
That's not enough letters to be an alphabet. I don't know what you're on about.
Anyone who would like to make some kind of a knowledge roll or whatever to know what ATA comes from can do so. Just difficulty 3.
Would humanities apply to this?
Sure.
Cool. So, well, difficulty 2.
Would learning new things apply?
No, this is remembering something that you already know. You would Google it, that would be learning something new. Success. Yeah, you know that ATA means it's a civilian ship from the Asta region. That's the prefix.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So within Commonwealth space, but ATA specifically is not associated with the government, it's just from that hex, from 0911 Asta.
It's from their space, but not government related.
Yeah, it's not like the Navy. It's not like any official merchant. It's just a civilian ship.
Cool. Combat ship.
Civilian ships can be combat ships. Yeah, you meet with Captain Eli. As you're approaching the airlock location, how you see really tall, like 7-8 feet, really tall, with hard to tell exactly, maybe 7.5, with a bright blue stereotypical captain's jacket with shiny brass buckles and kind of brass molded. It would be epaulets, but it looks more like an armor plate, kind of layered armor plates, like on a samurai's armor on the shoulders. It's got lots of bronze frogging. It's all blue and bronze, wearing shiny military boots, the same kind of blue trousers, and then like a military style helmet in the place of a captain's hat. It does have some kind of rank insignia on the front. Kind of looks like a UN peacekeeper's kind of helmet, that kind of blue.
I can see Cinch seeing that, just sort of hanging back, let the other two do their thing, experience from the station. She wouldn't want to get too close or have him recognize that she's from there.
Cool. I guess Blodden will approach it. I guess it would, seeing as we got the call at some obscene hour of the night, it would now be morning. So,
it's been about 40 minutes to an hour since your meeting, so it's about 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's a very early morning, but still morning. So Blodden will kind of walk up, offer a hand. Good morning, Captain.
Hey, you alright, mate?
sudden flashbacks of a cousin. Yes, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You're the ones that made the call.
Yes, we have a need to get somewhere quickly to retrieve some people, and your advert said that you were good for that.
Hey, we're very good for that. We've been waiting here, engines away. You have just these three. Any luggage? Anything? Any more information that we need to know?
Potential hostiles not using transponders, and a crew of 12 that we're picking up.
X.
6. The glittering dozen is 6 people.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, I did know that one before, but I
Not to
forgot.
worry.
They D12'd us.
Yeah. I hadn't made that connection before, but yes, absolutely. Alright, well, we can get going and discuss details on the way.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Do you need fee up front, or?
Oh, yeah, 500 each. I assumed that it would be CY72. Is that you?
At which point, probably not being aware that Cinch is trying to not be noticed, will nod in her direction. That's that one. But we'll just want to make sure we wanted to make sure with you up front that payment was being sorted.
Yep, 500 each extra if you get the ship destroyed, but we'll all be dead, so who cares?
Well, then wouldn't it be better if we paid you after? Because then we could pay you everything if the ship gets destroyed.
And how is that going to help my family that all my funds get sent to if I die?
Well, because then we'll have to pay you more.
I can go. I can find some other contract. Well, maybe not at this time, but in a few hours.
I mean, we'll pay you. We're just wondering, do you want us to pay you after so the total bill gets dealt with? If we have your ship
Whittle
destroyed.
just hands over the 500.
Bloodman is also handing over.
Yeah. Yeah. Cinch, like, we'll pay it.
Thank you very much, little fish. And you. All right,
And-
everybody on board.
Oh,
No,
Yeah, so-
I'll follow him on board.
Yeah, so everyone pay your 500 to Captain Eli of the ATA Alphabet. Now, as you get on board, this ship is, as promised, it's well armored and well weaponed. You can feel the crackling hum of the external shields as they appear to be more powerful than you'd expect from this class of ship. And you recognize it to be a standard civilian ships. People don't really have their own ships. Ships are typically for some kind of business or mass transit. And in this case, this class of ship you'd recognize to be kind of a tugboat design. It's got oversized engines for the size of the ship that it is, and they've further tricked it out with enhanced weaponry and shielding. And you can, inside, thanks to all of these modifications, it's cramped and it's busy. There are 5 other crew members that you are introduced to very quickly. You're introduced to Alex, Cherry, Blake, Daniel, and Alfred. All of which are of a similar build to Eli. And yeah, you're hustled along. There's not really so much of a place to sit for you. Inside, it's all designed for these 6 people, really. You find yourself in the way of people all the time, people shifting past you, holding munitions, and everyone seems kind of sleepy, sipping down their caffeine or otherwise putting themselves together. You see some missing shoes. You see some odd socks, that kind of thing. People have blearily been woken up by their captain.
I think Robin finds their way into a like between two pipes, kind of like out, like not a place where a normal person would go to kind of just be out of the way.
I think not a place where a normal person would go sums up Bloodwind pretty well.
I think Whittle pays attention to what people are doing, watches how they're doing, and it's just inquisitive about how they're doing things, and probably gets in the way more because of it.
Bloodwind's head is on a swivel and keeping eyes out, but they're physically out of the way. And when I say somewhere uncomfortable, I mean in between two pipes, kind of half a foot off the floor. Just somewhere really awkward to get into, and probably awkward to get out of as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Captain Eli sticks his head into the corridor where Bloodwind, and he goes, "Hey mate, where are we going?"
I will, with my Riscom, ping the destination from our job.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be on our way shortly. Yeah, and sure enough, you hear the rumble of engines. And we can skip to you getting to your location, or if there's anything that you'd like to do in the interim, you're more than welcome.
I think Cinch is very empathetic with the people who are tired and is probably following one to see if there's more coffee somewhere. But other than that, I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah, Whittle is just paying attention to what people are doing and just being inquisitive.
Very inquisitive. Yeah, cool. So you're approaching the ping, and as you're going, you get occasional updates on their status. It appears that they as you get closer, the signal gets stronger, and you can download more information at a time. You're getting some of their sensor data, and they're broadcasting openly. They're having engine trouble urgently, are in need of assistance. Broadcasting a variety of warnings in lots of different languages, most of which Whittle probably speaks.
I think actually not yet. I think she's starts picking up on them, but I think I'll keep it she only knows the languages she's learnt so far.
Yeah, there's none in Planet Z. The standard 9 languages that are the collective galactic common. And you arrive and approach, and this is what you see. You see, is everyone switched?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, you see on a large asteroid in space. You're about you're a few hours south of TTGI station. Using the sector map as a reference, you're towards galactic south. You've been traveling, which you're actually approaching on the route for one of the deep space research stations. Seems to be on the same path, either coincidentally or perhaps for some other reason. But yeah, you see the mineral team's mining ship, which appears to be of standard configuration with 6 pods, little mining pods attached to the side. It's very heavy. You can see that where it is on the asteroid, half of the ship has disappeared. The back half of it has disappeared into the asteroid itself. It appears to be within a slurry of melted ice. That's what you see.
Can we communicate with them?
You certainly can.
So can we open comms and let them know we're here?
Yeah. So you go to the captain.
Yeah. It's like
Wait.
those are. I think them. If they're still alive, those are the people that we're trying to find. So can we see if they're still there?
Opening comms for you, miss.
Thank you.
Yeah. You all right? It's Alfie. Who's there?
Hi, Elfie. How you doing?
Oh, I've met you before, haven't I? This is
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Nah, it's not. It's okay. We like money, so you're fine.
Oh dear. Well, yeah, we've got money for you. We're in a spot of bother.
Yeah. Where's the other half of your ship, dude?
Well, it's there. It's just underground, isn't it?
He's gonna stick his head over.
The rest of your team good, Elfie?
Yeah, they're all right. They're not doing too bad. We're in good spirits, really. Just a bit scared about all these transponder signals, as you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
How's the
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend?
well, don't want to talk about her. Her and her other broke. They're doing fine. Very happy, as it seems. But yeah, Dave, other Dave, Mark, Steve, new Dave. They're all right.
So, while this is happening, I think Logan's gone over to whoever's on. I assume someone is in control of the sensors system for the ship.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna. Do you see any ships out there that aren't using transponders or anything like that?
Let's have you make a roll using the sensors of your ship. This is going to be difficulty 5 speed roll.
Difficulty 5 speed roll.
Yes.
Ooh, does my new scanner help at all?
Are you identifying an object at short range?
I don't know where these things are, so I have no idea.
This is probably not short range.
You're using the ship sensors.
Why?
Turns out the shits were in the back in the cargo hold.
I'm excited about my scanner, guys.
It's a cool scanner.
I got nothing else. Just wait for the roll.
I'm trying to remember how armor speed cost works.
Armor speed cost is if you're applying effort to a speed roll.
Cost you that much more?
It costs you that much more, though. That's for when you're being shot at. It's dodging out of the way. In this case, I don't think you get a penalty for wearing armor.
Okay, yeah, I was just noticing the number and was forgetting how to.
Yeah, the Cypher system in general says do what makes sense narratively. So it makes sense to me that you don't pay your armor speed cost if you apply effort to this roll.
Great. Cool. So it's currently difficulty 5. This is not. This is for activating stuff, not activating anything. I'm accessing one of something's primary. That's quick access, or you access one of its primary functions. Would hacker apply if I'm using the sensors for their primary function?
No, I don't think so. Hacker is if you wanted to use them, and the guy's don't touch my sensors.
That doesn't make any sense to use. Does Decipher work? Make sense for?
I don't think this is 1 minute examining a piece of language that you don't understand.
Okay.
Oh no, wrong one. Well, I mean, like finding the way through space to get to
Find
the
the way could be relevant if you get lost in space. Absolutely.
My classical music. My classical music still definitely applies here.
Oh, 100%. It's what's the one from Space Odyssey? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Yeah.
Okay, I don't think any of my skills or special abilities apply. Does any of my equipment help me? Wrist comp, maybe?
Risk computer, knowledge task. I'll let you get away with the risk computer.
Okay, so it's a difficulty 4.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, did you bring your hoverbike?
no, I did not bring my.
That helped.
I have yet to make use of that, but I still enjoy the fact that I bought it.
Yes.
I think I'm going to convert one of my ebook cache into a book on scanning.
Sure. Yeah, like Advanced Sensor Theory by I think it's by Professor Winnenbach of the Amelhart Institute.
Advanced Sensor Theory. I'm going to need that name again.
Winnenbach.
Admiral Winnenbach.
However you spell it is how it's spelled.
Cool.
Just yeah.
Make it really convoluted.
It's got some numbers in it.
WHINN
Yeah.
EY.
I'll come back later and transliterate it into the most awkward spelling possible.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. You have a book on advanced sensor theory, direct from the Amelhart Institute. They're the top theoretical scanners.
Cool. Speed test, difficulty 3. It's going to cost me 3 edge to do an effort on this, isn't it?
It costs you 3 points to spend to do an effort. Edge is how much you remove from the cost.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So you would go down to 8 speed.
Yes, I will apply 1 effort to this roll.
If you applied another effort, you would only go down 2 points. Every level after the first is only 2.
Yeah, so I would be down to 6 speed. I would like to. I would like to not weaken myself too much. I will apply 1 effort to this roll.
Ah, you've seen through my devious plan. Success. Cool. I think it's Cherry who's on sensors. Who she is in the standard the blue uniform that you've seen with the military style helmet, the samurai style shoulder pads, brass adornment everywhere. And she turns to you and goes, I don't think there's anything out there. Oh, hang on. What's that blip? And it has a look. It goes, oh, hang on. These stars are shimmering in a way that they... How did you... Can't say for sure, but it looks like 3, maybe 4, 5? I can't... There's something out there. It could be a ship. Could just be rocks in front of the sensors or some dust on the lens, but could be ships. Be weird to not have a transponder on.
Pirates, maybe?
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah. Sorry, new to the job.
No problem.
Right, yeah. Eli, did we ever turn our transponder off? Hey, mates, no, we didn't.
Everyone's
Do you want me to turn it off? No, keep it on. We're legit now. We're not running anymore.
Cheers that all of a sudden feels more comfortable among the people who have like military style uniforms. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess Bob will turn to them. So it looks like there's at least 5 ships out there. Interesting. They don't want to be found.
3 to 5? I'm not exactly sure. I must admit.
And just probably Ghost Alfie. What were you guys looking for out here? Like, did you mean to land on the asteroid?
I'm not sure I'd call that landing.
I'm not sure I'd call these guys professionals.
Well, we meant to land on it. We didn't mean to land on it, if you know what I mean. We didn't mean to become land. Yeah, we're a bit stuck, really. I don't really do the ship side of things. Everyone else is, I don't know, they're talking about some kind of miscalculation, but it's all gone over my head.
What do you do, Alfie?
Oh, this and that. Make the tea. Grab, fly the drones with the best of them. I can dig out a rock, although they tell me off because I sometimes cut the big, nice gems in half by accident, and then they're a bit mad at me, but they can't fire me. My uncle owns the company.
Of course, Alfie.
All becoming so clear.
Alfie, which one of you is the pilot of that ship?
We all take turns. We all have a go. Okay, I'll admit it was my turn when we got stuck, but it's not my fault. It's not. I hear you laughing. It's not my fault. It had already started melting when we put down. The engines on this thing are huge. And we miscalculated, right? Because when we landed, the hold was empty. We were light enough. And then obviously we get in our drones, we get out, we fill it up with precious gems. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. We fill it up with cargo, and then we're heavy. And when we try to leave, the engines melted the ice, and then we're cream crackered.
Point of interest, Alfie. What kind of precious gems?
Shiny ones.
You know what I mean?
Whittle will like chime in and be like, "Well, you see, Alfie, if you tell us what the gems are, then potentially we'll be able to work out exactly how to redistribute the weight in order to work out how to get you out without having you needing to leave those gems behind in a potential rescue operation. Really, so if you tell us, that's actually going to help us get you out." And she'll like try to persuade him.
Yeah, is this using some kind of ability or is it a skill?
Skill.
Okay, this is a difficulty 4, like persuasion kind of roll.
Okay.
Can I give her Can I help with lies and trickery?
I don't think it's lying or trickery in this case.
I mean, it is, but...
And Finch can lie about anything. Let's not put that over her head.
We're trying to trick Alfie into revealing something.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yep, alright. Yeah, lies and trickery helps.
Yeah, there we go. She's right. We need to know the molecular density of that. Go, Whittle.
Woo!
Hang on, sorry, I was in a different tab. Success, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, we've got your standard stuff. We've got some precious metals. You've got some iron in there. We've got some topaz, some zinc. We found a vein of emerald, which was unusual given the stratification of this particular asteroid. We've got some fulminate of mercury. We've got some quartz. We've got some. What else have we got? You're not supposed to tell them. Oh, crystals and stuff.
You have fulminated mercury on that ship, and you want to try and fly it?
Yeah. Fulminate of mercury, fulminate of mercury, something like that. It was. They said it was. Well, other Dave, not new Dave or Dave. Other Dave said it was quite valuable. If we, said he had a buyer lined up.
How did you mine it?
with lasers. I think as he says that, there's can't hear anything because it's space. We see the engines of the mining ship flare up, and it shifts and sinks a little deeper into the ice.
No, don't do that.
No, the engines are just on keeping us stable. If we're not firing them anymore, we're keeping ourselves level. We don't want to sink all the way in.
Can you sink all the way through?
Well, if we go down, we'll get to the core where we've been mining stuff. We're beyond rock. I mean, we might be a bit worse for wear, but I mean, we've got to get back. We don't have infinite fuel and water and stuff. I mean, I pressed the distress call button bit preemptively, according to Dave. You know, not other Dave on you, Dave. Dave. He said it was a bit preemptive. He's the comms. He does the talking typically, but I'm on because they don't want to talk to you. But yeah, all right.
Oh.
So you got like a rope or something? You pull us out? Oh,
I look at the captain of our ship, whose name I've already Eli. Okay. Our friend down there would like to know if you have a rope to pull them out with.
I guess it's. Oh God. Right. You're right, mate. Don't know about a rope, but it is a tug. We could, I don't know, get by the side of them and push them free, maybe.
What's the chances of blowing up their ship if we just shoot at the asteroid?
The asteroid has fulminated mercury, which is an explosive.
Well, Cinch isn't that book smart.
There's mercury fulminate in there.
That's what the guy said he has.
Jesus Christ! And you feel the engines fire, and the ship that you're on backs up a bit.
Guys, Cinch is not that book smart. Honestly, I didn't even know what formative mercury is. It's just kind of shrugs, be like, I don't know these things. Not on a computer.
This is incredibly dangerous.
Somehow they managed to mine it with lasers.
Who are these people?
Insane.
The glittering dozen. I've never heard of them, and I can tell why.
Well, I mean, apparently there's new Dave and not new Dave and other new Daves, so they may have lost a couple of their glittery friends.
You know what's even worse about keeping the Daves straight?
No. Dave
and other Dave, they dated the same girl for a while, and she was called Dave too.
Dave, other Dave, and new Dave. We're just gonna put Elfie on mute for a second.
Were they dating Dave at the same time as each other, or were they dating Dave one after the other?
Yeah, you hear Alfie speaking, but it's been put on mute. So, well, you see Alfie speaking. Sorry, you don't hear him.
Yeah.
So we have, according to you guys, highly explosive explosives and shiny things, and more things that the rest of the crew doesn't want us to know. Do we go over there? I kind of want to go see what's over there.
I'm honestly not sure it's safe to go near here. But I do want the shiny things.
I'm saying. Can we use the mercury in the rock to blow up the rock and free the ship?
So ship may not be there after we've done that.
Well, what if we just like bring the 12-6 guys, the 6-12 guys, onto this ship, and then we try to free their ship by blowing up stuff on the ship? Don't you guys want to see how this stuff explodes? I kind of want to see how it explodes. Plus, there's emeralds in there.
I think Donovan brings up the job notes that just says that we need to get them out, right?
Yeah, we don't need their ship.
It recover
They
the.
kind of-
Well, looks down at his computer, looks at the note, and goes, I mean, it wouldn't be breach of contract.
You hear. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Whittle pipes up and goes, well, if we do cause an explosion, then potentially if those blips out there are ships, we could attract their attention.
Oh, there's valuable stuff in there. I think they already are attracted.
I'm fairly sure the reason they're here is they know there's valuable stuff, dangerous stuff nearby, and they've watched some idiots fly down there.
Yeah, you hear a call from Cherry on the sensor. Captain, we've got a transponder. Yeah. All right, put it on screen. And flickering into screen, you see the transponder for the EF Epsilon 4. And I will put them on the map. Oh, nope, not create new page. Grab this token and plonk it.
Just went blank.
There we go. The screen went blank.
Yeah, it went blank for some reason. Maybe, I don't know if you want to move to the
Okay, let me drag you off and put you back on. See if that does it.
get that fixed.
Yeah, you get the transponder signal for the EF Epsilon 4.
Well, that sounds very official.
Do I need to make a roll to see if I know what that?
Sure. Difficulty 2. You've encountered this before.
Cool. Can I apply humanities to make it difficulty 1?
Sure. Yep, you succeed. It is a Elena Fiafa ship.
Yeah, those were the. Okay. Yeah, they were also involved in the other mining dispute that we.
They were involved in the other mining mission with asteroids that you've been on. Yeah.
Hey, look, other people who might want to mine the things that are in the asteroid.
Maybe they're not pirates out there.
Well, they were. That was a group that did sponsor piracy, so I'm not so sure about that.
I wasn't part of that mission.
Yeah.
The alphabet definitely gets like a hail.
Can you answer that, Captain?
Oh, sorry. And presses it. Yes. You hear. Identify yourself. This is Elena Fiafa Epsilon 4.
Well, didn't you guys talk to them before?
Yes.
Yeah. We're a rescue crew coming here to collect the idiots that got stuck on the asteroid.
We have observed the cerebral incompetence of this vessel. It has become trapped in a illegal and dangerous mining activity.
Illegal, huh?
We know
Illegal. This is the Elena Fiafa territory, as marked on the maps of the Telas Terra Group Initiative. This asteroid belongs to us.
Do I still have a copy of those maps?
You have them for a different asteroid belt, but it's fairly trivial for you to find, I think.
Okay, I would like to find them just to confirm that. I assume they're telling the truth. I just want to confirm.
Yep, yeah, you can absolutely piggyback on an aerospace authority satellite nearby and get maps of the region. And yeah, absolutely, this is in Alina Fiafa contracted mining territory.
And all of a sudden, the rescue call makes sense.
Yep, but perfectly
What
reasonable.
belongs
We're
to
only here
us,
to get-
all contents must be either celestial body, not planetary
it's
body.
no problem for me. I'll do my best to convey your requirements to them as we're retrieving their persons from the surface.
The Alina Fiafa thanks you for your compliance. And you get a flicker of transponders as the Epsilon 1, 2, and 3 appear.
Okay, so now, and now there's 4.
Yeah.
So now, if we like go down there and empty their cargo hold and then blow up the asteroid, that would, by quote unquote accident, that would be a really good distraction from these guys. Just spitballing, guys.
I'm being very kind and assuming that you didn't leave the channel to Alina Fiafa open when you
I
said
totally no. You need to listen. You don't listen to me. I totally said let's hang up on them.
that. Oh, okay. So I did miss that. I do apologize.
Thank you. You also missed me buying glitter bombs and thermite bombs last time. So you know what?
Producer, can we get a check for the logs on that? Thank you.
Oh, Lich is on my side. Lich is on my side.
Noted.
Ta-da!
Oh, good to know.
Cool. So, yeah. I mean, if we go down there, pull them out, maybe pick up a couple of things to keep in a pocket or two that probably won't appear on. But can I expect that they don't have powerful enough senses that if we have a gem in a pocket or whatever, they won't be able to pick that up?
I don't think that you know that, no.
Okay. Well,
You can guess that, but you don't
Yeah.
know that.
Do I know that level of sensor technology? That is
Oh, right. As in general for the universe?
for the entire
Um,
universe, doesn't
Right, yeah.
and that range granularity exists.
It's possible that they could do like material composition analysis, but like below a certain threshold, yeah, you're not gonna scan like rock dust or like a tiny gem within someone's hand, like especially not on a ship level.
So yeah, if we can get them off and into our ship, and I imagine anything that'll fit in your pocket, they're not going to notice. We don't even need to blow up the asteroid. We just get them on the ship and leave.
I mean, like if they'll agree to that.
I mean, they probably won't.
Sinch is gonna look disappointed about not being able to blow up an asteroid.
I'm very disappointed about blowing up an asteroid. I just rather not have the entirety of the Alina Fiafa.
Well, like we could make it look like an accident, guys. Like they know how dumb these guys are. What if these guys just like accidentally left the ship's engines on, and they melted into the asteroid where the mercury was, and you know this mercury stuff is explosive, so the ship's engines set that off. It's completely believable. I mean, like.
To be fair, I already believe it.
See? Like, you just gotta think like a dumbass.
I would rather. God, I forgot his name. I would rather not think like Alfie. Thank you very much. I can't imagine how painful it is.
Well, he probably doesn't know how bad it is. It's like part of the joy of being that dumb. You don't know you're that dumb.
The problem is, if I think like that, I do know. But yeah, the first point would be, I look at company like I say, I imagine you don't want to get close to the massive asteroid full of explosives.
Like,
That'd be preferred, mate.
Look at Whittle and Cinch and get. Do both of you have the means to do a spacewalk?
I have an envirosuit.
I too have an environment suit.
Perfect. So we spacewalk over to the ship, get the people. I mean, they're idiots, but hopefully they also have some form of suit that will allow them to spacewalk. Bring them back.
Something that you could note from observation is these 6 pods are all independently functioning vessels.
Okay, so those are...
They're short-range mining ships, but they are... yeah.
Okay. So we get over there, we convince them to... Well, maybe we can just convince them to fly over to us, to be fair. Though I imagine if we're flying a vessel out, they will scan that vessel.
That's probably a good assumption, yeah.
So, do we want to spacewalk over, convince them to fly one of their small ships out, and then we spacewalk back, bringing loot in our pockets?
I think that's probably fair. I mean, can those little 6 space pods fit more than one person?
No, probably not, unless like someone was sat on someone's lap and all the controls were. Yeah, that would be incredibly difficult.
I mean, Cinch and Whittle are little. I feel his eyes rolling, you guys. Like, just like,
No, not rolling. It'd still be difficult, but I mean, yes, you could do it at great difficulty.
But
my question for Cinch would be: do you want to go in the ship that the Elena Fiapa will scan so you can't take stuff with you, or do you want to spacewalk where you can put stuff in your pockets and probably get ignored?
I like how you think.
Put Dave and other Dave in a pod together and make them work out their differences.
Dave,
Get over Dave.
No, I think it's other Dave and new Dave to get over the difference. Which two
Well,
Daves?
if it's Dave, other Dave, or new Dave, do we really care?
Not who was dating Dave at that point, right? Like, those guys clearly need to work out their differences.
Put all 3 of them in the same pod and fire it from somewhere.
Who would this be? I mean, it's probably Bloodwin would be most appropriate. Can you make another speed 5 roll for me, please?
Speed 5.
Yeah.
Is this a scanner's roll again?
It is, yeah. It's using the scanners on the ship, yeah.
So, does my risk comp bringing it down to a 4 to apply?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. So 4, and I will once again apply 1 effort. Fail.
Yeah, for a brief second, I think you see the flicker of another ship transponder, but it's too fast to catch, and like you're not sure. You might have just imagined it.
Does
Again.
oh god! If the Lauren is inquisitive, and you just put something in front of them, I think if that flickers across, like then I think Lauren's going to kind of like turn back to it and go.
Yeah, with it being a failure, it's like in your peripheral vision, it blips for like a second. It looks like a sensor echo.
Yeah, I think Lauren kind of turns it and I've forgotten the name of the person running the scanners.
Cherry.
Sorry, yeah, turns to her. Did you just see something?
I think Cherry looks over from you, like guiltily putting away a handheld mirror. Goes, no.
Might be nothing. We spacewalk over, convince them to fly their mining ships out to here, to the HEA alphabet, and get on board. Then, if you're feeling like your accident turned explosion, that would be a good time for us to set that up. And then take a couple of souvenirs and then spacewalk back.
All right. It sounds like a plan to me. I guess we're space flying.
Yeah,
Like that works.
it's going to be one of those those typical images of walk out of airlock into deep space and jump in the right direction and hope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how much use it will be, but I do have a rope of 50 foot, if that helps at all.
Are we close?
We just say we're going to rope. Didn't Alfie just ask for a rope to get pulled out?
Is 50
Yes,
foot?
but it is made of nylon, so, I think
Yeah,
whilst it might work for a spacewalk for pulling a ship out, I'm not so sure.
that good old spacecraft towing material, nylon.
Nylon is surprisingly strong.
That's true.
Well, I do have like a golden stag blowpipe, so we could like blow dart the rope over and then be able to pull us along it.
Now, that's a question. How effective would a blow dart be in a vacuum?
I mean, like,
Well,
maybe more. Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm good.
I think it would be surprisingly effective. The problem being that if you're able to use a blow dart, you don't currently have your mask on and you're in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to like stick the end out of an airlock and then blow and hope you don't suck in the air doesn't get stuck from your lungs.
You just like put up like a handheld fan in front of it to like slowly blow the dart out.
Yeah.
It just goes very slowly forwards.
To be fair, it would continue on very slowly forever.
Yeah.
bottle of compressed air, blow dart thing on the end of it. Release.
Oh, that would work, yeah. Yeah.
Does
You
anyone
could
have
use some
compressed
kind of pneumatic device that fires something, maybe like, I don't know, a harpoon.
Give me the equipment and I'll make it.
And into vacuum, that'd be fair, like explosive decompression. That'll have an intense amount of acceleration on it.
Yeah. The air being sucked from your lungs isn't even accurate. It gets blown out.
So glad the dumb suggestions Cinch makes are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the other problem is that 50 foot is not. I don't think you want to get within 50 foot of this thing.
I'd say there's about, between the alphabet and the Glittering Dozen ship, is about 500 meters currently, which is still incredibly close in space terms.
Yes.
But more than 50 feet.
Yeah.
The problem is then this asteroid is apparently large enough that it has a gravitational pull because it's pulling this ship down. So with it being within 50 feet, it's probably not a safe place to be unless you're landing.
Yay, space flight.
Yeah.
Does the alphabet have a like small ship in it, like
It
an
does
escape
not.
pod or something?
No. Maybe it could have if it didn't have, 17-point defense batteries. They're built to do one thing. There's a waiting hail, and Captain flicks it on and goes, "You're right. Yeah. When are you moving? We are seeing no progress. We need all of the materials removed from the vessel and the vessel gone from our space. We will destroy the vessel if it remains.
We're working on a plan. Calm down.
It isn't the most convenient of situations to be doing a rescue from.
Your convenience is of no matter. This is an illegal incursion. You are lucky we have not called the authorities and taken our right to destroy this vessel.
How long do we have before you will destroy the vessel?
You have 4.38 hours.
Good. We will do our best to have the people out of the vessel before that time so that you can destroy it at your will.
Acknowledged. Epsilon 4 hangs up.
Cool. I feel like them blowing up the vessel is an explosion that we want to see.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. But are they going to blow it up, or are they going... I think that'd be cool.
I think, considering what's in that asteroid, any means of destruction will result in an impressive explosion.
Excellent.
So, spacewalk time.
Spacewalk time.
Spacewalk time. Right, let me grab your tokens. You're all suited and booted.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, yeah. You can all get your environment suits on. No roll needed for that. Let's make you appropriately tiny.
Like, yay, we can get dressed without a challenge.
Woo!
Well, I mean, I might have made Ziegler roll. I don't know.
Is it an intelligence roll or a speed roll?
He has an inability with critical thinking, so I'd wait to see. I'd make him roll to see if he got the right leg in the right, on back to front.
Ziegler's going to have to use power armor on backwards.
Yes, yeah, exactly. You can finally get all that gum off.
To be fair, Ziegler would have to take the power armor off first for that to be a problem.
That's true. Yeah, even showers in it. So yeah, you can all exit via the airlock of the ship without issue. Be careful out there, alright? If we get into some trouble and you're out in space in your environment suit, I wouldn't want to be you.
No, neither would we.
Yes, I guess we handhold our way to the front of this ship, and then push off and hope for the best in between.
Well, can Whittle's wings help us here?
So, just to be clear, you haven't told Glittering Dozen that you're doing this.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot that we... Actually, they're still...
You put them on mute, yeah.
Which, considering we talked about blowing shit up and stealing from them, still probably a good idea.
I guess... do I have comms in my suit?
No, environment suits don't inherently have comms, but you have some kind of comm device?
I have a wrist computer. I don't know if that counts.
That's not communication. That's it's like Google. It's like a database.
I mean, technically, it could be email and a phone call.
Yeah,
you can text communicate. Sure.
I'll ping them a text message saying that we're spacewalking over to see if we can figure out from there.
Yeah, you get a message from Steve, like it's in proper text speak. It's like you are do ng WHT question mark. I will put it in chat. Hang on.
I believe he's asking if...
You doing what?
Open the airlock doors, dude. We're coming in.
Give me a second. I am figuring out text speak.
No problem.
Tired of eating the same old food? Come to Kartakook and experience our delectable cuisine. Most of our amazing dishes don't handle interstellar transport and can only be enjoyed planet-side. Like our swirl boiled bread, a rich dense loaf made of coral and seaweed. Warmly toasted and paired with sea honey, it makes a delicious morning treat. While coated with coralillo, it serves as a tasty appetizer or delightful snack. Or try the Kartakook medley, a mouth-watering entree traditionally made with a variety of fresh seafood that's cooked under the starlight, glazed with sea honey, and served piping hot in a crab shell. Come for a visit. Your taste buds will thank you.
Hello, and welcome to Beacon Broadcast Tonight. We are back with more breaking news from across the sector with your fabulous host, myself, Xavier, and...
I'm Lupus Kelbrecht. On tonight's broadcast, we bring you all kinds of reports, and has been the case for the last couple of weeks, we apologize for any transmission errors. The Strovacaro comet that impacted into Tellus recently still leaves rippling effects on data transmission throughout Center 0909 sector.
That's right, but hopefully our show today goes off without a hitch. I myself am reporting from Gome, where the 372nd Automacon is set to start very soon. The Ogmala Syndicate have gone all out for this year's convention, and I can't wait to see the crazy tasks automated this year. Grape peeling? Grape peel art? Who knows what it'll be next. How's your past month in your apartment been, Lupus?
Oh, well, it's been fine. If only I could find that pink folder that's gone missing, life would be better. But enough about me. The sector's favourite reporter, Chaz Gusto Prime, is back with a new report this month, as every month.
Can't wait to see what the Children of the Maid correspondent will inform us of this month. And other news, Project Anaziti? Internal documents leaked to the BBTV from the Ogmala Syndicate mention this codename. What is it? I hope to find out more while covering the Automacon.
The Assembled Commonwealth today, in further news, announced the Aether Reach, a full presentation later in the broadcast.
And after Gome, I'll be heading into a Faye space to investigate reports of a ruin in the sector. We'll be hoping to have some reporting by the end of this broadcast today.
And finally, tensions rising in Center 0909. Do you feel safe? You shouldn't. Really. Be anxious. Do not be calm. Panic, even. I'm terrified. I can't leave. Please, flee if you can.
We'll be back to Beacon Broadcast Tonight after a word from our sponsor, the New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you.
Become healthier. Become stronger. Become smarter. Become better. At New Eden Gene Bank, we offer plans and opportunities for people like you who want to break their limits and rise to new heights. Visit your local branch today for a consultation. New Eden Gene Bank. Be a better you. Proud sponsors of BBTV.
And as we cut in from the advert. Use it to clean your grouting. Use it to season your casserole. Use it to enhance your outfit. It's Slimdo. Brought to you by Slimdo Incorporated. And we cut back in from the adverts to see. We're still on Bloodwind's face just after they've announced that the ship is a bomb. Yeah, and everything is just quiet for a moment.
So, if we could get the ship out there and like not man it and send it at the 4 cruisers out there, could we blow it up that way and have everything off of it first?
Oh, come on. You know it doesn't make sense. We gotta get the valuables. We've spent our hard-earned last 2 weeks mining all of this stuff from this insipid rock.
You've been here 2 weeks and you've only just called for help because of sinking now?
Not this specific rock. These rocks in general, you know it makes sense. Come on. We've been going around all these asteroids, and don't tell the Elena Fiaffa, but it's the ones that they're supposed to have. But we skimmed a bit off the top, well, from the middle, so to speak. You know it makes sense. Come on, we gotta get the valuables.
The problem here is we don't need to tell Elena Fiaffa. They already know that you've got their stuff.
You what?
Yeah,
they're aware.
Oh, hang on. Wait. Other Dave? No. Every time. No. Is there anything new on sensors? Yeah, mate, there's 4 Elena Fiaffa out there. Well, why didn't you tell me? I didn't think it was important. It's very important. What are you on about? You know it makes sense. Come on.
Who did you think I was talking about when I said that there were people out there that wanted to blow you up?
I thought you meant you, to be honest.
We wouldn't have come over if we wanted to blow you up. We would have just blown you up.
Well, I thought from talking to Alfie on the comms, I thought it was a joke. Yeah, funny joke, Steve. Very funny joke.
And some of our party were involved in saving your lives last time.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that.
Hey, wait.
Whittle immediately turns to Cinch and says, "They got stuck last time, and we saved them then as well."
Yes, yeah. Seeing a pattern with these guys, and I'm seriously not thinking Alfie's the dumb one. Just saying.
For that in a way that they still hear you say it.
I mean, probably I don't know that they'd actually take offense to that.
Yeah, Alfie's
seriously
beaming.
I'm seriously just not thinking Alfie's the dumb one here. So we have the immediate problem of getting the ship out without it blowing up. We have the secondary problem of, and she looks at her clock, someone wanting to blow this ship up in about 4 hours. And
4 hours? Oh, that's loads of time. We'll be all right.
You've got 4 hours to, according to their instructions, unload the ship and leave.
There's always a catch with these small print types. Tin cans. I tried to get a new phone the other day. The amount of papers they want me to sign just to get on the network is ridiculous. You know it doesn't make sense. Come on.
I don't think them wanting the stuff that's from the asteroids they own is small print.
Well, it's a minor detail.
No, you guys are minor details.
Yeah, exactly. It's a minor detail. Very clever. You picked up on. I like this one, Steve. No, wait, that's me.
He definitely actually said that.
Yeah, no, totally did.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then she's kind of backs up and actually this probably pulls Alfie over. It's like, how much do you know about this rock?
Not a lot, to be honest. I just got told to go mine it, so I got out in my pods and I mined it. It was very pretty, the stratification. There was the emerald, as I say, and there was all that white crystalline stuff, which I assumed was a type of quartz I was unfamiliar with, but turns out to be fulminated mercury, which apparently is a bomb, which I had my laser right up against that. I don't know how it didn't go off if it's a bomb. I'm calling it bullshit, but...
How did that... Go for it.
I would kind of like to go to the place with the words.
You'd like to go to the mining site, is what I feel like you're trying to say.
But not the mining site. I want to go to the place in the ship where they've got all the stuff.
Yeah,
cargo hold.
Cargo hold. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, so if you step out of the airlock, imagine all of the floors to be like metal grating, and just underneath is the cargo hold. It's as if a regular ship had the bottom of it turned into grating rather than solid deck plate. Then underneath you can just see a drop all the way. It's like a big belly filled with various things. And those unnatural alloys that you see, you can definitely get an eye on them. In one corner of the ship, some bright red metals in one corner of the ship.
Is there like a stairs down or something?
Yeah, at one end there's like a ladder down.
Cool. As I'm walking towards the ladder, I point to the red metal. I assume they're following along.
Yeah, the collective party will follow you. You walk past Dave, other Dave, new Dave, and what was the last guy called? Hang on.
Daniel.
Did you note that down? Damn.
No, I'll send you a message.
Mark, sorry. Yeah.
No, as I'm walking, I gesture towards the red metal. I go, "Where did you find that?"
That was inside the asteroid along with everything else.
This asteroid?
Yeah, this one. You know it makes sense.
Well, it ain't natural. You sure it's an asteroid?
Well, it was in the asteroid. Yeah, there's a few other components along with it. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, this stuff happens. Just detritus from a space station, someone's waste, had an asteroid collision. I don't know. Someone scraped the paint.
Interesting. I want to get. Basically, I want to go find wherever they stored the fulminated mercury, get a pinch of it, and then then throw it on the ground so that it goes away from the rest of the stuff. Obviously,
right? Yep.
So it goes off in a bang just from me throwing it on the ground. Yep. Proving my points type fashion.
Yeah, there is a pile of crystalline white powder. Some chunks are like large full crystals that look like giant quartz crystals, like you'd have in a watch. They're formed in large crystals. You manage to get a pinch and make it crack against the deck plate and a small pop, and you hear what was. Yeah, Steve yells up, "It's all right, lads. It makes sense. It's only the bomb in our hold." What?
Yeah, you idiots. So somehow managed to mine. Points a thumb over the shoulder and the pile of white powder. That much of an explosive.
Yeah, as you stood there, you feel a creak, a snap, and then everyone's jolted off their feet a little bit as the back end of the ship slides further in, and the pile of white crystals shifts in place. Just a hair.
And now I'd like to get very far away from it so that when it falls over, I don't die.
I mean, what's the range of this stuff? that gonna matter if we're still on this ship?
If it's 30% of everything that they've mined, I'm going to go with the ship won't be here if it all goes off at once.
That is an accurate assessment.
So maybe the immediate problem is getting that off the ship.
And if you and one turns back to Steve and says, and if you want to keep the rest of the stuff, maybe getting it off in a manner that puts it in the direction of those people who will destroy your ship if you don't leave.
Make a intellect difficulty 4.
Is this persuading?
It definitely is persuading.
Yeah, Whittle will help. Like lending her speech to the effort, and like, well, of course, you forgot to consider that. When calculating the risks and the reward, facing 4 fully armed ships compared to everything just a small amount of the cargo, 30% is really nothing when you think about it. And especially if you potentially have the option to return at a later date once the ship has undergone repairs, then you're looking at making a much bigger profit than if you weren't. Come on, it makes sense. And that will assist with persuasion.
Okay, so that will push it down to a 3. I don't think I have anything that helps with persuasion. So,
like I said, all I got is lies and trickery, so I don't know if that's going to apply. Unless, she goes like, the Whittle's right. It does make sense. Looking at the big picture, of what's in this cargo hold, you guys can't even fly. If you take one bump in outer space, it's all going, you're getting blown up.
All going up.
This stuff has to get off out of your ship anyways.
So is that 2 helpings, which would bring me down to 2?
Yep.
Cool. And okay, here's a question: when it comes to applying multiple effort to a roll, how does edge work? Do I apply that to each?
No, from the total. From the total that you're spending.
Cool. So
it'd be down to 3.
So 3 plus 2, 5, minus the 2 from my edge is to 3. Okay, yes, I will apply 2 edge to that roll. Success.
Yeah, auto success with the 2 help and the 2 asset. Yeah. Right. Well, now that you put it that way, we are a bit cream crackered if we don't get it off board. It does make sense. I know it makes sense. You're right. Come on. Right. How do we get this stuff out of here is the question. Because we can open up the bottom, but that dumps everything. And if we dump it, I imagine it'll go bang, and that'll make the Lena Fiaffa none too happy.
It would make me none too happy if you dump. You make us go bang, yes.
We've got buckets and an airlock. Not sure, really.
So, is there an autopilot on your mining pods there?
Yeah, we call it Alfie. No, there isn't.
Can you control them remotely?
No, not really.
How about we fill one of them up with this stuff, point it at the people that you don't like right now, and then hit go.
Hope that they blow it up in front of them.
Well, I wish you hadn't said that with Alfie in earshot, because we could have sent him to do it, and he would have.
Don't think it's fair to have someone blown up through no fault of their own.
We've been trying to get rid of him for so long. You know it makes sense. You've met the kid. It's not very fair, Steve. I've been here as long as you have, and I've done pretty well. And the only reason that you don't like me is because I bring the tone down a bit, and I'm not so happy-go-lucky as the rest of you. And fair enough, I could understand how it would be grating, but I mind as much of this as anyone else. I put the work in just as much as you did. He goes on and on and on and on and on. You see what I mean? You know it makes sense. We could strap him in.
We have a bigger percentage if we take Alfie back to tell to tell us with us.
You can't get rid of him because is it your dad that owns the company? Was it you said?
His uncle.
Uncle. So
Yeah.
equally, how do you think his uncle would feel if you got his nephew killed?
Well, it would be an accident that way, wouldn't it? We just set him on the ship. It's not our fault it blew up when it made contact with an enemy vessel.
I mean, you did pile it full of explosives before sending it off.
I didn't know it's explosive. Wink, wink. It looks like an accident.
Let's just put.
Listen, look, we have not that long before we sink into this ice, and I imagine not that long before the Elena Fiaffa decide we're too much trouble and bury us.
Yeah. So how about...
What do we do to leave it with profit?
Feel like we load one of your mining pods up with a powder and hope that they blow it up or shoot it at them.
We can all get in the pods. There's 6 of us, there's 6 mining pods. We could do that. Nice coincidence that there's 6 of them. I wonder why they put 6 of them on this vessel.
Because there are 6 of you.
Because the vessel's for 6 people, Steve. All right. I know it makes sense. Come on.
So,
why don't you pilot it over there, Steve? Like, we'll just put all the explosives in there.
Oh, I've got a gammy leg from squash last week. I can't do it.
Well, if you did it, you just put your spacesuit on and then, like, jump out before it explodes. And then you just, like, space swim back.
Who do you think I am? I can't do that. I'm no action hero. I used to sell strawberries.
This is one hell of a career change.
Well, I used to sell strawberries. Now I sell strawberry quartz. It's not that big a deal. How are we getting it? We're going to load up the pods then. Is that the plan?
If we load up one of the pods with the explosives and kind of fire the explosive off in the direction of the 4 ships we don't like.
So that's one plan. The other plan, which I'm sure you're not going to like, is we leave without profit.
Yeah, that's not an option.
I mean, it is an option. It's just one you don't like.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but everyone but me is incorrect.
Those odds don't go favoring you. Whittle, what do you think?
Well, I'm not sure we have any options other than those, I'm afraid.
Here's an option. We get in our pods. You get in that alphabet. We blow the fuckers up. We fly back very carefully after you tug us out. Somehow. I don't know how. Maybe is there space on the ship? We could load up the pods and bring it over, maybe? I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest. But we blow up the Elena Fiaffa, and then, yeah.
You want the explosives off the ship.
Well, I'd like to sell them, ideally. Probably valuable to somebody, right? Do you think
Has
the
anybody-
Fiafo would want to buy some fulminated mercury?
Why don't we see if the Fiafa want to leave you alone for 30% of what's in your hull? Maybe 15%. Save them the trouble of mining it. Give them 15% of what's in your hull.
I think the Fiafa want 100%.
Well, can they be
Fair enough.
negotiated?
We have half-inched it.
I turn to Whittle and I go, do you think you're convincing enough to get the Fiafa to let them go with a bribe?
Well, we won't know unless we try.
So we have, try and destroy people with mining cars that are half stuck in the ice. Try and destroy people with, try and blow up the asteroid. Try and destroy people with, an unmanned asteroid.
We shoot the asteroid.
I said that to begin with, guys. Blow up the asteroid.
It's simple. We kill the Fiafa.
Use the engines on the Shining 12 or whatever it was called to make the asteroid fly into the Fiafa.
Tell you what, potentially, if while I'm, if nothing else, I can potentially give persuading them with a bribe a go, and while I'm doing that, you can start loading one of the pods with the explosives while I'm doing that. So at the very least, even if my attempt doesn't work, we'll have potentially gained some time to do it.
Sorry.
That plan. That plan could work.
It's a plan A with a plan B. It's a logical process. That makes sense to me.
All right. I feel like Alfie and Whittle should speak to them. Just Alfie's kind of likable.
I don't want to go on the comms to the Fiafa. They scare me.
Oh, it's okay, Alfie. You're brave, and you know a lot about mining, and you're very sweet.
Well, the person who ran off with my lass had a robot eye, and they're all like robot, aren't they?
They are, but augments are very normal in this universe.
They're gonna run off with Glittering Dozen. They won't be Glittering Dozen anymore. There'll be 5 of them. I mean, it don't really make sense with 6 of us, but they insisted. It sounds like there's more of us. It's more impressive.
Why would they run off with the dozen?
I don't know. Everyone leaves me eventually.
At this point, Cinch gives him a hug and takes him to the bridge. just this way. Come on, Whittle. You boys do the heavy lifting. This is like a beaten puppy, man.
And Bond's going to turn to Steve, I think his name was.
Yep, Steve. Yep.
And say, well, if they're going to go talk to the Fiafa, how about your crew starts loading that stuff into one of your pods?
All right. Yep. Dave, Mark, other Dave, new Dave. Nah, new Dave, you stay up there. You're a bit pants at this. Everyone, get down here, get stuck in, avoid the white stuff. The fulminator mercury, you know it makes sense. Leave it alone. Come on, it'll blow up. Get everything else into the mining pods. Yeah, I know we only unloaded it the other day, but load it back in. Shut up, I'm paying you. Yeah, they start shifting stuff into the mining pods. That they start with the red metal starship fragments first, go into the pods. The pods, which are named, you would note, they are Oh, the name of this ship is the MT Gemcut. I don't think I mentioned that. The Glittering Dozen ship is the MT Gemcut. And then the 6 drones are the MT Round, MT Drop, MT Emerald, MT Baguette, and the MT Cushion, and the MT Heart. The Round, Drop, Emerald, Baguette, Cushion, and Heart. And they start loading them up in that order.
They're all empty.
Well, they are until they fill them with stuff.
It's MT as in Mineral Team.
Like, get that, but if you say it really quick.
I know, it's part of the pun. It's just it's a minor issue.
It gives them plausible deniability when they say that their ship is empty.
Exactly.
The empty emerald. Okay. So yeah. Just taking... Wait, I thought we were loading the explosives into one of the pods.
Yeah.
Confused.
I thought the only thing we were loading was explosives into one of the pods so we could fire them.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I've misunderstood.
Nope.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, no, like we were gonna load the explosives to get it off the ship into one of the mining pods, and hopefully, kind of shoot it off in the direction of the ship.
Yep. Cool. All right. I've misunderstood. Yeah, they start loading very carefully. They start scooping up in metal buckets. They start scooping the crystalline fulminated mercury into the heart pod. There's probably too much to just go in one pod. Maybe 1 3/4.
Oh no!
This should just mostly fill 2 pods and fire both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cinch is on the bridge with Whittle and Alfie, and was it other Dave or new Dave?
I think it was New Dave.
All right.
Yeah, New Dave. It's not so big on the manual labor as New Dave. I mean, he's new.
Yeah.
He's not into
He's
manual
been
labor.
with them a few months, but he's still New Dave.
He's still new Dave. He's new Dave till the next new Dave.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's not into manual labor, but he decided to become a miner.
God, next time you're gonna meet new Dave, it's just gonna be Dave's all the way down.
Like new Dave, new Dave, new Dave.
Triple N Dave. Whilst this is going on around them, I think Volume's going to spend a 10-minute recovery.
Yep, you can do that.
Fine.
You get some dirty looks from people who are carrying heavy buckets of stuff as you sit there resting, but otherwise are unmolested.
If it's just looks, I ignore them. If they attempt to complain anywhere, it's your fault we're here.
Perfect.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to the bridge. It's just like, all right, Whittle, you know these people, didn't you? Can you?
I'll try and see what I can do about yeah. Seeing if they will take a lesser sum in this particular engagement.
Well, why don't you sell the fact that they have, in fact, mined an incredibly dangerous and otherwise impossible to mine material?
That is indeed the plan.
Excellent.
Well, I was going to go more along the lines of well, if you do intend to fire at us, you'll end up blowing up the asteroid.
I mean, that's a good one too.
Why not use both?
Exactly.
Yeah, Whittle will try and open communications with the Alina falafel ships.
Yeah, they respond immediately. Identify yourself.
Ah, yes. This is the ship that is currently on the asteroid. We were hoping to engage you about a process of getting us out of here. You see, it's come to our attention that the asteroid itself is, well, you see, filled with some quite explosive, well, minerals. You see, and as a result, we'd wondered if perhaps you could be persuaded to, rather than resorting to violence, which is a rather well, inefficient use of your time, I believe. You could instead be persuaded to accept a portion of what has been mined and allow us to leave. We understand the legal situation, as it were, and how it is not exactly ideal. But we must insist that if you were to indeed fire on the ship, you would unfortunately end up destroying not only the ship, the minerals that have been collected on the ship, but also the entire asteroid itself. And given its size, potentially even affecting other asteroids in the area. And that seems like an incredibly inefficient use of your time. And I think we can all get out of this in a much more profitable manner, don't you think?
We are understanding and processing your petition. We will have to contact the mothership. You have 2.57 hours remaining. We will get back to you. Make a intellect roll difficulty 5.
This is persuasion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any shot, it's also deceiving.
Yeah. We use lies and trickery to reduce that.
Yeah. How are you lying to them?
Well, we're saying that it's more profitable, which it might not be.
Yeah,
if they
like
blow us up, especially if we were to come back.
Cool.
You're
Sure.
also slightly exaggerating the danger to them.
Yeah.
and we're not telling them that we're loading a cart full of explosive that we intend to throw at them.
Sure.
So, what was the difficulty again?
It was difficulty 5 base.
Difficulty 5 base. I have persuading and deceiving trained. 2 effort takes it down to 1.
And the trickery help from...
Help from Cinch. Well, is Cinch on the comm?
Cinch is
It's on the
there.
bridge with her.
What do you say to help Cinch?
Well, he said, like I said, okay, make sure you tell them they'll blow us up. Do not tell them that do not threaten them. And it's probably more profitable if they just take the money and run.
Cool. Yeah, you can have Cinch's help from that insight. My Roll20 just broke. Give me a second. Can't see what the result is. Success!
Like, I'm not lying when I say.
Yeah, the last message that you get, when you contact them, you get a petition pending ... petition pending ... But you feel like you had an impact. That they're having to go and consult with the hive mind. You feel like you had an impact.
Well, can't say for certain just yet, but I feel that went fairly well.
You're logical, they're logical. Here's hoping. Do we want to wait, or do we want to go see what the guys are up to? And maybe see if we can figure out a way to get the ship off the asteroid.
I think that would be a good thing to see if you can do. I think I should probably remain on call in case they do come back with a reply at any point.
Cinch, as you look around, there's a slip of paper in front of you that you didn't notice before.
All right. I'm definitely going to peek at that one.
Yeah, you open it up. Yeah,
And-
it says circle, full stop. Do you like me? Question mark. Yes, no.
Aww. So cute. Then she's just gonna put that into her back pocket for a few minutes, and kind of head out of the room with a little smile.
Yeah,
This is
Alfie
pretty adorable.
looks at Whittle like, what do I do now?
What do you mean? What do you do now? And Whittle looks at Alfie with the big, just black eyes, completely not understanding human flirtation.
Well, I don't know. Forget it.
For someone who has been on many a dinner date, Whittle does not realise.
Are you offended that I enjoy fish and chips?
Well, not particularly. I do enjoy a good fish. There is plenty of them to eat in Cardicook. It'd just be a problem if you were eating axolotl, in which case I would have to report you.
Oh, you're not a fish?
Well, with fish in a sense, it's like saying, are you offended if I eat, pigs? They're also mammals, aren't they?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Fish.
Anything you want. He can't hear you. Oh, I think I've messed that one up.
Yes, you see fish. You said fish without eyes, not fish without ears. And whilst fish do have different biology than mammals, it is not in such a case where they hear through their eyes. You see.
Let me try again. What do you call a pig with no eyes? A fish.
See, you've messed it up again because you see that was the answer to the last joke, and Whittle just straight face, just responds to him.
Yeah, cut to the cargo hold where they've mostly finished loading up 2 pods with explosive white powder.
Where Blondin takes psychic not actually understanding.
Yeah, Bloodman's just sat idly, on your wrist computer reading your books.
And just kind of looks down at him, is like, so working hard to get it done.
Looks like it. And we've got 2 whole pods.
We are technically on hold. So if we're gonna steal anything, let's pocket it now.
Well, we need to be able to carry it on ourselves.
Cinch, can you make a difficulty 5 speed roll for me, please? And this is your scanner.
Hey, look at that. So will my scanner actually reduce it down to 4?
No, your scanner is what is allowing you to make this roll.
Okay. If can I do an effort? Is that what it is?
Yep, you can do an effort. You could do up to 2 effort. If you so desired.
That would reduce my current speed to 5, right?
It would. That's correct.
Yay, I can math. Okay, I'm totally doing that.
All right, that would make it down to difficulty 3.
Okay. What was it? Go away. Add. Cancel. Did that wrong. I did. Okay. 2 effort, right? And I'm just gonna close my eyes. Tell me if I fail.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm rolling good today.
Yeah. On
Yes.
your scanner, you get what looks to be a ship transponder for the EF Epsilon 5. And it appears to be beneath you.
Well, that's close.
As in
It-
meters beneath you.
the ship is meters beneath us.
The transponder for the ship is meters beneath you.
Oh! That's why they're like, I like literally like run down the stairs and like just like start smacking him and showing him my scanner. It's like, look! This is why they're freaking out. They want the ship. They want the ship. There's a ship down there.
Because she's come down. Is it no longer showing as below her?
It is no longer showing as below her. It's showing as adjacent to her, perhaps.
I look at the scanner, then I look at the pile of red metal. The other side of the room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a ship in here, or there's like it's part of their ship. Do they want it back? Is that a good negotiating thing?
I'm not sure whether admitting that they dismantled one of their ships is a good thing. I assume Steve is somewhere nearby.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, everyone is within talking distance for story purposes. Yeah, sure.
Steve,
Oi!
where did you say you got the red metal from again?
It was in the asteroid. You know, it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Come on.
In the asteroid.
It was
What?
in the asteroid.
Why does it have a... Oh god, I've forgotten the name again.
Epsilon.
Why does it have an Alina Fiafa transponder if it was in the asteroid?
Well, presumably it was an Alina Fiafa ship that crashed. You know, it makes sense. Come on.
So you decided to start mining over the top of a crashed Alina Fiafa ship in
It's salvage, innit?
Alina Fiafa space?
Yeah.
Where other Alina Fiafa ships might come and look for.
Right.
You guys are dumbasses.
You keep looking at me like I'm stupid.
You are.
Well, I'm paying you, so you know it makes sense. Come on.
No reason why these guys keep paying way too much.
I'm
Oh.
very tempted to just drag these people and leave without.
I want my 7,000 Howl. Can we just knock them out and go back to the ship with them with us? We'll just like pull them along. There, blow up your asteroid. I mean, is that an option?
It's an RPG. Everything's an option. I just set the difficulty. You tell me what you're doing.
I would like to teleport onto the Alina Fiafa ships and, no offense, kid them.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you can construct a teleporter, it's difficulty 15, maybe. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Cinch is going to use her risk computer to find the plans for that for.
I would like to apply my risk.
Yeah, the almighty risk computer it reduces it down to difficulty 1 somehow.
I'd like to apply risk computer hacker machine interface.
Oh, decipher? Yeah, it's in a machine language. Yeah.
Classical music, which applies to.
Oh, yeah, Beethoven is the secret to the universe.
I would like to use enthrall on the enemy ships so that they'll just give their ships to us.
Yeah, that's how that one works. I remember. Yeah.
So I'm really wishing I'd bought a stun stick or something so I could just go through stun the crew and then we could leave.
I mean, I mean, like, presumably we all have weapons. But oh, I have blow darts. What do the blow darts do?
They're poison.
Oh,
They do like days. They hinder for 1 round, I think it is, or 1 minute. Something I can't remember exactly. I'd have to look it up.
okay.
What is days mechanically?
Everything they do is hindered.
Okay.
Yeah, just everything is 1 harder.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough to.
Yeah, no, not take on 5 of these. Although if I chick like, yes, I like you to Elfie, maybe he'll be on our side.
Because I feel like turning around and deciding to pull out my assault rifle is a bad move.
Oh,
I mean, if you miss a shot, I might make you roll to see if it's in some mercury fulminate. So
let's wait till that shit's off the ship. It's like, okay.
it's your call.
No, let's not try shooting people while we're on a ship full of bomb.
Well, hopefully, we'll see. Let's hold out until we get a response from the Arena Fiafa to Whittle's call. If it's favourable, then we can go with that. If it's not favourable, then I'm very much in favour of dragging these children, kicking and screaming, back to the ship.
Yeah, I think as you say that, Sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to ask, like, if the signal is so weak, my scanner just picked it up. Do the other 4 ships know about it yet?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
You don't know that.
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, you don't know.
Okay, well, personally, maybe we should, like, try to disable this transponder signal quickly.
I mean, their sense is stronger than yours. It's possible that. And if they have and they see it suddenly disappear, they're going to have questions.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
That's the thing I'm worried about. But also, if they haven't detected it and they suddenly detect it, then they'll also have questions.
Exactly.
Truly,
Like, seriously, just... All right.
We cut upstairs. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
That's fine.
we cut upstairs and Alfie's go, knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow who?
Moo.
No, you see, what happens is you say moo while they're saying interrupting who.
We
because
get a beep beep from the messages. And Alina Fiafa are getting back to you.
yeah, Whittle will open the message up.
Yeah. We have processed your petition. We are willing to allow the crew to evacuate via pods, leave the ship, leave the contents.
I see. I shall report that to the crew, yes.
Yeah, Alfie goes, what's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke? Timing.
No, you see, you need to wait for the timing in order for that to work. She's still on the call with Alina Fiafa. She's like, no, you see, the point is when you wait for it, because that's what the point of the timing joke is in the timing joke.
We do not understand the meaning of this interaction. Please explain.
Okay, so you see, the way humor works is you have an expected reaction and then an unexpected reaction, and the point is you engage in a conversation where the expected reaction is not given, but instead a different reaction is given, which creates a level of humor in the biology of some of the sapient species in the galaxy.
I see. So the expected reaction would be you comply with our request and leave. The unexpected reaction is if we shot you and make the bomb explode.
No, that's just an inefficient use of everybody's time, and quite frankly, I'm disappointed you even suggested such a thing. No, see, this is all for the sake of humour, and that wouldn't be very funny either, because honestly, that'd be pretty lame coming from you. and to be honest, it would be a waste of lives and a highly inefficient use of time, money, resources, whatever you use to shoot us with. Honestly, I'm frankly appalled that you even suggested such a thing.
Dying here, guys.
I will say, Alpha here is not very good at jokes, but I think he might be even worse.
I have never told a joke.
Well, why don't you try now?
You
You what?
are a joke.
No, I'm not a joke. You see, jokes are a method of conversation, not a sapient being, and I am a sapient being, and therefore I'm not a joke given the context of what we're talking about.
Please evacuate. You have 2.2444 hours remaining.
Yes, we're working on that, but you see, we're talking about jokes at the current minute, and I'm going to use enthrall and just keep talking about jokes.
100%. You can keep them enthralled as long as you like. They can take no action other than to defend themselves and listen to you.
Yeah.
Considering Alina Fiapra is a hive mind, does that mean every single ship out there?
Unfortunately, not just this one vessel, but good try.
Oh.
Are we gonna send Alfie to since Whittle's got them?
Yeah, like, oh well, for you go tell them. I'm busy talking about jokes. So you see, the way that humor works in these sapient beings, I understand that you might have some biological incompatibility with that, but let's not dwell on that too much. You see, it's all about the way the specific neurons fire, and the certain psychological and physiological effects given certain reactions to a certain expected or unexpected reactions, and that's, you see, it's really quite a complex subject, but at the same time relatively simple because there's all sorts of levels of humor. Because some of it is very based, on the like animal instincts. It's same fight or flight response. Slapstick comedy, you see, is a very interesting part of that. But some of it is a lot more complex in how language is used, and it can be very different from culture to culture, and she keeps going on.
Cool.
I love it.
I'm sorry if you're saying something, Flutter, we can't hear you.
I was just saying that was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Does Alfie come out and tell us what happened?
Yes, yeah, Alfie does, yeah.
Okay. So we still have go for it.
They're expecting evacuation via the pods. And I'm going to turn to see it. Are you prepared to fight your way out of here?
Asking Steve, sorry?
Steve, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I can still fight. It makes sense. Come on. We can fire up the lasers on the pods, although we've got 2 filled with explosives, so it'd take a while to unload them, given we did that on your instruction, might I add. Not complaining, just pointing out.
The plan is to launch them at the guys so that they'll blow up when they get there.
That leaves us with 4, and he does big air quotes, fighters that we can pilot. And we're a dab hand with them, I'll tell you that. We're pretty good with it. I mean, we've shot at each other with, practice lasers before, just for a bit of fun racing around. Although Alfie crashed a pod, didn't you, Alfie? No, I didn't, Steve. That was you. You told me to tell everyone else it was me. It doesn't make sense. I'm a great pilot. Fuck off, Alfie. It makes sense. Come on.
I'm not feeling very confident about fighting as a plan anymore.
Not with the salvage ship. Maybe we could just haul their asses off this ship.
I think Bond's going to turn to Steve. Are you sure I can't convince you in any way to just leave without profit?
This is gonna be intellect difficulty 5.
Okay. I have no training in anything persuasion related, and I have no items that will help me with persuasion. So
25%. You got Cinch nearby.
Yeah, we could do, again, lies and trickery. That one seems to be the star.
It doesn't have to strictly be a skill or an equipment. If there's something in the environment that you think would count as an ease, you can argue for it as well.
Well, I mean, we have the information that they've salvaged a ship, and it's like they're like, this is why they're after you more than anything else. You have illegally salvaged one of their ships.
Yeah, can we use the illegal salvage as an ease?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use that. You've exposed part of the. Well, they weren't hiding it from you, but they weren't explicit with it either.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to use like the fact that they're clearly not fighter pilots, and then trying to, their mining vessels not fighters? So was that something I could use as an ease, or is Steve bloody minded enough to not give that pay attention?
Yeah, Steve's belligerent enough to think that he is a ace fighter pilot in a top of the line fighter in his little mining pod with a puny laser.
Of course,
in Star Wars Munchie Time. What if we say it has no shields? If it gets destroyed, Alfie's uncle is going to be really, really mad.
Well, that.
Especially if you put an Alfie in one of those pods.
Okay, you get I think you've maxed out your equipment there.
Yeah,
the 2 eases from equipment.
Cool. And then I will spend. I'll put 2 effort on this as well. It should cost me 3 from my intellect pool.
Success. Yeah, I think for the first time in his life, Steve is quite sighs, looks up, goes to say something. Makes sense. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, we are all good. Gonna grab what fits in everything else behind and worry about it later.
Good. You can't spend. Cool. And then I guess we go through the process of. I think maybe we cram 2 people into pods rather than try and use the 2 pods full of explosives.
Yeah, you have 4 pods available to you. You have Round, Drop, Emerald, and Baguette available to you.
6 of them. So 4 can go into 4 of the pods. I think we push 2 of them double up. I think Blodden's going to spacewalk again because they're not getting
double up all of them and then Bloodwind spacewalks.
Yeah, I think that's unless someone else wants to also spacewalk, but Blodden's happy spacewalking.
I don't know. Cinch might ride back on Alfie's lap. Shove that little note.
My.
Shove that little note in his pocket with like a check mark on the yes.
I need a fan. Yeah, you'll pair off. Whittle eventually stops enthralling. to get in a pod, or you have an open comm?
You know what? Maybe she does keep an open comm as she's going.
Yeah. Talking and walking.
Yeah. Well,
Technically, I don't think you can, but I'm going to let you just for the story.
Yeah. I'll still be talking to them. I just won't be enthralling them because
Yeah.
you can't move and enthrall. But I can
Yeah.
still talk to them.
Yep.
And given that we are actually doing what they say and leaving, they have no reason to cut the call off with us. We can argue that they're monitoring us leaving, so you really want to stay on call with us.
Yeah.
So-
Dave and other Dave get into a pod. Mark and new Dave get into a pod.
Yeah, I think Bloodwing, who has kind of, by virtue of not getting in any pod, taking some responsibility of choosing who goes into what, deliberately puts Whittle in the same pod as Steve.
Yep, Steve and Whittle, and then that leaves Alfie and Cinch.
Yep.
And unless anyone wants to do anything else, the pods will fire off from the ship.
Totally pocketing like some pretty metal.
Yeah, I think, assuming there was an emerald from that emerald seed that was described earlier.
Sure. Give me a. I think this is going to be either speed or intellect. I guess it depends. Are you taking your time? Or are you doing this quickly?
They gave us 2 hours. I'm going to take my time finding the good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bloodwing being the last one on the ship has all the time they need. So.
Yep. All right, this is going to be difficulty 4 for anyone who wants to have a look around.
I think...
And it's not whether you can grab something, you can definitely grab something. It's about how valuable the thing you grab actually is.
Cool.
I think Whittle will try and safely store away some of the explosives.
Oh my god!
Sure, absolutely.
I can't wait till Whittle and Steve's pod blows up mid-transfer.
It's not going to be like a huge amount.
Yeah, this is going to be speed because it's a dexterity thing. Just roll dexterity for me, and we'll see how successful you were later. I've got a difficulty in mind, and I'm not going to tell you if you succeed or fail. Cool. 18. Not bad. Not bad.
I'm gonna roll the intellect, and just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna apply 2 edge.
Just for sake of regularity, you can put 100 grams of mercury fulminate into your equipment. Whoa! Major effect.
It's funny. Why is this game with all the really good rolls? Holy crap!
Wow.
19s and 20s all day for you.
I fail in combat constantly. What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? What do I get?
Let me have a look. You find amongst I think you're searching around like the ship stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You find a Cypher.
Ooh.
It's level 1d6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Instant Servant.
Ooh.
And I will paste it in the roll 20.
It summons Alfie.
Yeah, it isn't that
Oh god,
wow.
that was a big. It's copied the line breaks as well. I do apologize. I'll read it out for sake of people listening. It's a small device that expands into a humanoid automaton that is roughly 2 feet tall. Its level's equal to the Cypher's level, and it can understand the verbal commands of the character who activated it. Once the servant is activated, commanding it is not an action. It can make attacks or perform actions as ordered to the best of its abilities, but it cannot speak. The automaton has short-range movement, but never goes further than long range from the character who activated it. At the GM's discretion, the servant might have specialized knowledge, such as how to operate a particular device. Otherwise, it has no special knowledge. In any case, the servant is not artificially intelligent or capable of initiating an action. It does only as commanded. This servant operates for 1 hour per Cypher level.
So if I get a robot to do my stuff, are you gonna remember all the stuff you?
Yeah.
There you go. I get a
Yeah,
robot to do.
You can create a robot that serves you for 1d6 hours, which whenever you activate it will do the role. But yeah, instant servant. You find that amongst the Alina Fiafa shipwreckage.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Good 20.
Yeah. Blogging just gets a 16 on their search.
Cool. Can you roll 1d 1000 for me? Yeah, you gain an emerald that is worth 753 Howl.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Which, it's not liquid money, you'll have to sell it or find some way, but yeah. Cool. Awesome.
So, yeah, we make it across back to our transport.
Yeah. The pods fire. It's not comfortable for anybody, especially not for Dave and other Dave. They're really not happy.
Are Dave and other Dave ever happy?
Well, sometimes.
They
were happier when Dave was in the picture, but then, Dave came along and just ruined everything.
Who's on first?
No, who's on second?
What's on third?
The four pods containing our heroes and our not so heroes.
Steve's a hero in my heart.
Make your way over. Bloodwin, you are currently the only person left on the vessel.
Yep. I guess being the only person left on the vessel, how long do I have before the Alina Fiafa timeline ends?
Yeah, I mean, you have a perfect timekeeping being an artificial being. It's about an hour and 12 minutes remaining.
Okay, I spend half an hour doing a quick search for anything that might have been missed by us in kind of everything we were doing. That if there's some secret that slipped by, or if there's something interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of
Sure. Make an intellect roll, difficulty 6. This is like an in-depth search. Which, if you succeed, the answer might be that there is nothing, but
yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Can I use my night vision goggles as a for anywhere that's in any part of the ship for some reason that's in darkness? Would that
Sure, yeah. You can. It's not just night vision, right? It's different spectrums of light, so you can look at stuff and see if it glows under ultraviolet or whatever. Yeah.
So that'll ease it to 5. I use my bag of light tools for.
Yes, absolutely you can. Yeah, perfect use. Yeah.
Cool. Prying at
digging through the stuff. Yeah.
And any potential hidden places. That's the 2 easy to get from equipment. I don't think I have any relevant skills or special abilities. So down to 4, and I will apply 2 effort.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, I think we get a little montage, Bloodwin, of you digging through the wreckage, and you find we get the shots looking up at you from in the wreckage. Like we just see your reactions to stuff that you're finding, and we can see that Bloodwin is grabbing something and putting it on the deck, and then rummaging through, and then looks like they're remembering something and grabbing something else. And then when the camera finally pulls back in kind of an art attack, aerial art kind of style, we see that you've laid out a bunch of cybernetic components that roughly make up what looks to be like a humanoid skeleton. As if from an android, a robot, or from a heavily augmented organic creature. You lay all the pieces out.
The remains of a member of Elena Fiafa, perhaps.
That would be a good assumption, yeah.
Is there anything in this set of gear that would be useful in augmenting myself?
A lot of it is damaged and burnt, but you could try and grab something and see if it's useful at a later date. I don't think you can tell with your current range of equipment if anything is salvageable, but if you grabbed part of the anatomy and then took a look at it on TTGI, you could see if it was still effective.
Okay. How well kind of preserved are the cybernetics around the head?
It's mostly an ocular construction that's remaining though. It mostly looks like an augmetic eye. Looks kind of similar to the night vision that you're using.
Okay. I think I will pocket that augmetic eye.
Sure.
And then immediately kind of disperse the parts back into the mess, so it looks so no one would know that someone had found them, looked through them, and taken something.
Cool. Just roll a flat speed to set a difficulty for anyone who was to try and note that. Cool. So it's difficulty 5 to try and notice all of the bits. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. And then at that point, Dom's gonna take a last glance around and then go to the airlock, seal their helmet, and kick off in the direction.
Do the jump across?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you successfully land back on the ATA alphabet. You are welcomed to. You're right, mate.
Yeah.
All right, sound.
Not the most fun of missions, but got done.
I'm just glad we didn't have to shoot anything, eh?
Always glad. Always a good thing when the mission doesn't require shooting.
Ammunition costs a lot of money, you know. Not cheap.
Sure it does on a vessel like this.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone else, your pods have sealed to the outside, and you can remain within the pod, although that will only last for a few hours before it needs to be attached to a larger vessel. You can presumably you've all got environment suits on you. You can walk along the surface into the airlock.
Yep, I'm going into the airlock. I'm not staying out there with Steve.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Steve isn't staying out there with you either, don't worry. Yeah. Dave and other Dave's straight out of their pod. You, Dave and Mark, Team Jovial.
Alfie and Cinch take a minute, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, get into the airlock.
Cool. Unless there's anything else that you'd like to do, we can cut to an end of mission vignette.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you can all gain whatever this is. Hang on, let me do it. You all gain 2,333 Howl,
Nice.
which is a lot, but this was for more people than 3. So you've all been blessed by RNG.
Who wants to take the extra Howl, or should we give it to Alfie?
You give Alfie 1 Howl.
Yeah, you'll give 1 Howl to Alfie.
Yep.
Important role that I forgot to ask at the start of the session. Aerial coin. How much do I have now?
Oh, Eral coin is currently worth 36.4 Howl.
Cinch is still living cozy.
Oh, I forgot to, yeah. I'm on my way to 1 Howl.
It's getting up there. Getting up there. Yeah, I think.
Do
Sorry,
we
go on.
want to give Alfie 1 Howl, or do we want to give it to Bloodwinter and first?
He could, yeah.
No.
Buy 1/36 of an Eral coin.
I'm quite happy with the way my 4 seconds of running a miner on my wrist computer is getting me so far. I don't need more investment into this.
Alfie can keep his 1 Howl.
Yeah. I think in his brain he believes it's a tip. Although he needs many tips, most of which get your life together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think as the last shot that we get before we go to credits is we see the alphabet with the 4 pods strapped to it chugging towards the camera as we see a bright white flash from the asteroid behind. There's no sound because it's space. In fact, I think what we hear as we see the white flash in the background is the theme tune of Free Agents start to come in. And we see some shots from the Elena Fiafa ships onto the asteroid. We see a big growing white flash, a plume of ice and other stuff, and we see the asteroid. There's secondary and tertiary explosions, and just as the beat drops, there's the biggest explosion. And then we cut to credits, and we see GM Tristan and all of the characters, etc. Yeah. The end of our episode. Thank you for playing.
I imagine as credits roll and it shows the different characters. There's pictures of them from the
Yes.
episode, and the one with Whittle is her on Steve's shoulders in the pod.
Yes, 100%. And I think as an after credit scene, we see I've forgotten his name. Rubbish. Hang on. As our after credit scene, we see back on TTGO station, we see Shiri watching data feeds on a little pad, and you see a red icon flash up, and we see 5 icons on his little display go to 4, and he looks up at a figure who we can't see off screen and just give him a thumbs up. That's the after credit scene.